years, like many landscape photographers, f8 to f11 has always been my go-to setting. And it makes perfect sense why. Those apertures give you a good balance between sharpness and depth of field, helping keep everything from the foreground right through to your background nicely in focus. And there's nothing wrong with that approach. In fact, it works incredibly well, which is why so many people use it for landscape photography. But recently I've started to wonder whether always chasing maximum sharpness might actually be limiting my creativity. So today I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to put down the rule book, open up the aperture and see what happens when I stop trying to make everything sharp. So this is a new location for me. I'm really excited to see what we can find today, and the views down there are incredible. So I think I found a shot which looks pretty cool. Just need to get the telephoto lens on. So the coastline down here is super moody and really dramatic as well, which is going to work great for this particular shot here. And I'm just peering over the top of this dry stone wall. And on top of the dry stone wall, there's a bed of heather, which is in full bloom, which looks just lovely. So I'm going to throw that heather out of focus. I'm using the live graduated ND to bring the exposure down in the sky as well. So it kind of frames the image. And then we've just got light on the sea there and this wonderful craggy cliff line which juts out to the right, which I think works really, really well. So a bit of framing here with the dark sky at the top and this sort of out of focus heather in the foreground. So yeah, a really nice shot, I think, to start the day. Beautiful. For years, shooting at f8 or f11 was almost automatic for me. It was just where I naturally ended up because I wanted a large depth of field in my photos. But I'm shooting with a micro 4/3 camera today, and the smaller sensor changes how depth of field behaves. Shooting at f4 or f5.6 gives me a similar depth of field to f8 or f11 on a larger sensor. So f5.6 has now become my kind of default setting for a lot of my landscape work. But like I mentioned, today I'm going to open right up and just shoot at my widest available aperture and see what happens. So the camera is out the bag again, and I've got an amazing scene just behind me here. It looks really, really cool, really moody and dramatic. Lots of detail in the cloud, it's very blustery as well. So I'm going to shoot through the bracken here in the foreground and just again use the live ND to bring the sky down to enhance that detail in the sky. It looks absolutely incredible. So yeah, I'm just shooting through this bracken here, just throwing it out of focus a little bit at f2.8. And it's just softening the foreground and just allowing me to kind of isolate this structure that we've got here in the foreground, which is absolutely incredible. It almost looks like an island, a big outcrop of rock. It looks really, really cool. So I'm actually getting really close to this bracken here in the foreground here, just to throw it out of focus, because f2.8 on micro 4/3 is equivalent to about f5.6 on a full frame camera. So you're still getting quite a large depth of field, especially when you're shooting very, very wide. I'm at 12mm here at the moment. So yeah, I'm getting very, very close to this to allow it to soften a little bit. What an absolutely stunning spot. I think one of the challenges with landscape photography is that over time it can be quite formulaic. You find a composition, you set up your tripod, choose an aperture somewhere around f8 or f11, focus stack if needed, and then process the image afterwards. And to be honest, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that approach. It works, and it works for a reason. It helps you consistently create technically strong images, and that's why I do this all of the time. But I think the danger is that you can sometimes fall into a bit of a routine without even realising it. You know, you start thinking about sharpness, detail, making sure everything is technically perfect, but perhaps you stop asking yourself a more important question. Does this image actually make me feel something? And I think that's really important. So back at the van momentarily, and that was an absolutely fantastic walk. I really enjoyed that, and I covered probably 5 or 6 miles. It probably didn't come across in the video that well, but yeah, it was quite arduous. It was very up and down, but it was thoroughly enjoyable, absolutely wonderful. Now I'm going to get a bit of tea, and then afterwards I'm either going to head up that peak over there or that peak just behind the van there, which both look amazing. I think this one here is a hill fort. Most of the hills in Pembrokeshire have got old forts on them, so yeah, I'm probably going to head up there and shoot sunset, so I'm really looking forward to that. But it's time to hydrate and get some food on, because I'm starving. I think one of the things I've started to appreciate more recently is that sharpness isn't the only way to create a strong photograph. As landscape photographers, we often put a lot of importance on detail and having everything perfectly in focus, but sometimes a little bit of blur can actually help to tell the story of an image. The shallow depth of field can guide the viewer's eye towards a specific part of the frame. It can remove distractions, simplify a busy scene, and create a sense of depth or even a little bit of mystery. And actually, I think it can feel quite natural, because it's often how we experience the world ourselves. You know, when we're standing in a landscape, we don't see everything with equal importance, do we? Our eyes naturally focus on certain details, while other parts of the scene become softer and less important. So by introducing a little bit of blur into a landscape photograph, we're not necessarily losing information. Sometimes we're actually helping the viewer focus on what matters the most. Now, I'm not suggesting I'm going to be shooting at f2.8 every single week, of course not, but I think it's another tool that we can use to help express ourselves when we're out in the landscape and just mix things up a little bit. Anyway, I'm going to tuck into my smoked salmon, avocado and pita breads, and then we'll get ourselves up the side of that hill and see if we can shoot sunset. Right, I'm looking forward to this. I do love a bit of avocado. Fantastic. Well, I'm not sure I needed those 2 pitas. 1 would have been enough, I think. Whew. I'm going to be feeling it by the time I get to the top of here, I can tell you. So I was just thinking, as photographers, we're often trying to develop a style, aren't we? And I think sometimes though, by creating a style, we tend to put ourselves into a bit of a box, and it can limit our creativity. So typically all of my landscapes really are shot at, you know, with a large depth of field. But there's no reason for me to do that, other than just the fact that that's what I tend to do. You know, I don't know why I just don't experiment a little bit more with creative depth of field as well. It's definitely something I'm going to be working on for the future. Anyway, we are, as you can probably tell by my gasping breath, not far from the top now. And sunset looks like it could be pretty good. I'm kind of speechless, I have to say. What a place this is, absolutely unreal. Such a high panoramic vantage point. The lighthouse across there, the lights coming across the sea there, looks amazing. And there's some incredible cloud formations back there, and I think I could take 2 or 3 shots in quick succession, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Let's put you down. Now, I actually think this is a prime example of probably when you don't really want to use a shallow depth of field. We've got these amazing rock formations here. We've got some incredible views back there, and I think both complement each other, and I think that's why I want to create a more larger depth of field image here. I really want to get this in focus as well as those clouds in the background. It looks so good. So yeah, I'm probably going to choose an aperture of about f6.3 and just create this image here with these rocks. Get a little bit low, so these ones on the right just push up into the horizon or break the horizon, which I think will work really well. Got some lovely light back there. Oh, fantastic. Oh, right. Moments like this don't happen that often. You just got to make the most of them, haven't you? Right, let's shoot this quickly before it's gone. So I think that was pretty nice, but there's some amazing light on the lighthouse across there, and I want to swap over my lens, put the telephoto lens on and zoom in a bit, because this patchwork of fields here looks absolutely incredible. Some lovely light hitting it. Swap the lens over. Okay, the hat's on backwards, so you know I mean business. The light is amazing. I'm buzzing. So I think what we're going to do is head round to the other side of this rock here and shoot back down that way. As nice as the telephoto shot was, when the light's this good on the landscape, I think it suits the wide angle much better. So let's get around there, see if we can make something work. So I'm doing my best to shield the microphone from the wind. It's really blustery up here, but the view back down this way is absolutely sublime. These wonderful outcrops of rock, dry stone walls, we've got heather, ferns, everything, and it's just a patchwork of fields. It really does look absolutely amazing. I'm not dwindling here, I'm taking shots with some light falling on my foreground. Yeah, it's all over the place and it's changing because of the breaks in the cloud as well. It looks fantastic, it really does. Hopefully I can do it justice. It's just changing every second. There's actually no light on my foreground at all right now, which actually gives me a minute or two to talk to you, because I think for shots like this, where you've got immediate foreground, there's light on it, there's lots of texture, a really large depth of field works really, really well. But maybe back there earlier, when we were down at the lower areas there, shooting through the bracken, isolating subjects, it's a real creative way of working, and I think it's great as well for summer photography, when I think it's a really good time to experiment, because you know it can be challenging, can't it, in the summer? You don't often get amazing, incredible conditions like this. So yeah, fantastic. After, you know, maybe a month of blue skies, this has been just what the doctor ordered, shall we say. Fantastic. Right, let's get this image. I think that might be the end of the light, but what a few fantastic minutes it's been up here. So I can put the hat on the right way around now. Yeah, what a moment, just fantastic. Pembrokeshire never ceases to amaze me. Every time I go to a new location, it just blows my mind. It is incredible. Now, if you're interested in joining myself and Henry Turner here in Pembrokeshire in spring next year, we've got a 3-day photography tour. We're going to visit some amazing locations. It's going to be for 8 people. We're hiring a minibus. It's going to be fantastic. We're about to drive everybody around to some of these incredible spots, and we'll just indulge ourselves in 3 days of amazing seascape and landscape photography. So if you do fancy joining us, I'll leave a link down below and also a QR code on the screen that you can scan and take a look at the website. Loads of information on there. But if you need any further information, or if you've got any questions, please be sure to reach out to myself or Henry. We're happy to answer any questions that you may have. So yeah, please do go and take a look. Anyway, I think we'll leave it there. What a fantastic day. Yeah, and do go out and experiment with your shallow depth of field photography, see what you can come up with. It's always good fun to give it a go. Anyway, until next week, take care.